Hey guys, what's up? This is EvHabs, and this is another Minecraft mod. Keeping up with the magic theme, we're going to be delving into another realm of mystery and wonder. And as you can see, this is my base, my wizard hut on top of a mountain from Thaumcraft, and I still have Thaumcraft installed, by the way. This is what the totem pole and those blue trees are from. But now you can see a little bit more foliage, sorry, uh, down here near my furnace area. These really tall trees, and then there's these rainbow trees. These are well, they're rainbow oak trees. And the really tall ones are canopy trees. You can also see these little curly plants in the ground, as well as a portal in the ground. And this portal will take you to somewhere called the Twilight Forest. This is the Twilight Forest mod, which is really cool. It works really well with Thaumcraft 3 because it is in the Feed the Beast mod pack as well as Thaumcraft and several other mods, but I think these two work really well together. This combined with maybe even Mo Creatures would be fantastic, I think. So to make this portal to the Twilight Forest, you need to make a 2x2 square of just 1 deep. You need to fill it all with source water blocks, and then you need to toss a diamond in there after surrounding it with something natural. I use roses, could be grass, could be mushrooms. I just got hit by something. Oh, it's a wisp. Oh god. That's in Thaumcraft, by the way. So you throw a diamond in it and it makes the portal. It gives you a little damage that's normal because this lightning strikes down. But anyway, then all you have to do is just jump right in and down those trains, and they suffocate in a wall every time. No, you don't. That's just my thing. And here we are. We're in the Twilight Forest. There's several new biomes actually in the Twilight Forest, and this is the one I spawned into, which is really rare. This is the Enchanted Forest, where you get your rainbow trees, and everything's like different colors. It's really kind of weird. And you also get that over there, which I'll go into later. But this is a cicada, by the way. They're really noisy, but I like them, so I left them. I actually picked them up and put them near my house on purpose. That's a head on a wall. Those are more heads on the wall. There's a magic mirror, by the way. That's Thaumcraft. I don't know if I went over this. Basically, just right-click with this, and you stuff things in here, and then it comes out that mirror, and my little golem here puts it in the chest. So, to quickly go over all the biomes and a lot of the other features of the Twilight Forest, I'm just going to be staring at this map for a while, and you can, I can't do that. You can see what I describe, kind of. So, every biome here has a different color on the map. This is a magic map, and you get this by using a raven feather, torchberry, I believe, some glowstone dust somewhere in there, and paper, and yeah, there's a wiki. You can learn it up there if you really need to. But basically, it shows a really large area of the Twilight Forest, including all the biomes, and a lot of the special features which you can see dotted in a grid across this map. Now, the Enchanted Forest has that slightly bluish green, light bluish green that kind of looks like the rivers there. It's really hard to tell, but that's the color there, and you can see one up the top of the right and the center bottom there. There's only two. They're really rare, but not as rare as the Fire Swamp biome, which is that little red patch in the lower left of the map. I'm not going to go over all the biomes here, but just pretty much the special ones. The dark green, which you can see right above my little cursor thing, is actually a dark forest, which is a really dark, densely packed forest that spawns tons of mobs and has some other unique features which I will get to in a while. The very light green are the only plains. It's like the only place in the Twilight Forest that isn't covered with trees, basically. And the dark puke green color below me, you can see, are swamp biomes, and they're really annoying, and I'll get into that later. Actually, let's get into it now. The reason they're really annoying is because they have swarms of insects that can make you hungry, like rotten flesh does, and it's really annoying because they're everywhere, and they make annoying buzzing sounds, like a fly, kind of. Alright, now I'm going to get into all the special little dots and heads and stuff you see across this map. Starting with the easiest ones to accomplish and the ending with the hardest. So you can see a bunch of white dots and humps basically across the map. The smaller ones, they're all called hollow hills. Basically what they are is it's basically a mound of earth just jutting out randomly in a piece of the Twilight Forest. And they have ores inside them, also monsters and chests. And basically the small ones, I don't believe it has any, or if they do, not just one or two, chests in there that spawn loot, as well as iron and coal ore hanging from the ceiling and stalactites and stalagmites. And I believe they might have one spawner in them. So those are the small hollow hills. Going on with the next easiest thing, you can tell the little green squares kind of looking things, light green squares. Those are hedge mazes, and basically they're what they sound like, hedge mazes, with clearings in the middle of them. You have to work your way through them because you cannot break the leaf blocks or go over them, otherwise it will cause damage to you. You can't walk on them. You can go over them, but you can't walk on them. So you're just gonna have to find your way through the maze, or you're gonna have to build up pretty high and then take fall damage if you really don't want to go through the maze. They're not that hard. Anyway, so there's several clearings in each hedge maze that have chest to 2 chests and a spawner that either spawns hostile wolves or some kind of spider. And they're lit up a lot by jack-o'-lanterns, so if you want to get jack-o'-lanterns, that's a good place to get them at. Alright, so those are the easiest ones to accomplish. Now let's go to the medium style ones. The medium hollow hills is a medium difficulty, and they're bigger than the small ones. They have several more spawners, but they have several more chests, and they also have ores such as lapis ore, gold ore, and redstone ore hanging from the ceiling or jutting out of the ground. So they have better stuff, but more monsters, obviously, as well as the new mobs that you may not have heard of. Then another medium difficulty object here are the Nagas, and those are the little green heads with the red eyes and the white mouth kind of things, and those are basically giant snakes, and you can see these green heads, or the Naga heads. I've killed 5 so far. They're not too hard once you have a wand of fire that never runs out or breaks for some reason. So those are pretty easy. Thumbcraft is really good for the killing bosses in here, I have to say. So those are the Nagas. Now, you can also see what kind of look like skeleton heads with red eyes and a gold crown on them. Those are liches, which are basically these heads up here, the skeleton heads. They're skeleton mages, basically, that can summon like illusions of itself as well as zombies and shoot you with fireballs. So they live in a thing called a lich tower, which is a giant tower filled with several different rooms, several different spawners, a broken spiral staircase which you have to traverse to get to the lich itself, and there's a lot of nooks and crannies that you're gonna have to light up, otherwise you're gonna deal with a lot of mobs. And they have mobs that are basically flying books that shoot paper at you and make you slow, so those are kind of annoying. But they do have a lot of loot and a lot of chests, and that's why I have this hand mirror, basically, because when I go to loot these things, I end up filling my inventory pretty quickly, so I need to get rid of my inventory, especially things that don't stack. So those are Lich Towers. This is another medium difficulty, and I believe that's all of the medium difficulty ones. Let's go into the highest difficulty, obviously the large Hollow Hills, which have a lot more stuff, but I also have actually stalactites and stalagmites of diamond. So those have the really good loot. I have yet to actually do a large one. There's only one on my map that I can see, and I'm going to hit that later. I've hit everything here except for large hollow hills and the gas thing, which I'll get to later. Another high difficulty one is the Hydra. Those are the blue heads with the red eyes and the green mouths. And you can see up here I have one right here. That's a Hydra head. And up there is another Hydra head. So I've killed 2 of them. They're not easy guys to kill, I'll tell you that. What I used, if you have Thumbcraft when playing this, I suggest using the Wand of Lightning and shooting them in the mouth. And every time, basically they're a 3-headed dragon, and once you kill a head, 2 more spawn up to a max of 7 heads. So you have to be really careful. Shoot them in the mouth, it does a lot of damage, the lightning rod, a Wand of Lightning. So that's how I killed them. So they're really difficult, and then they're also have a functioning hollow hill, which has gold and redstone and stuff like that hanging from the ceiling. Now, going to the next one, the hedge mazes were the green squares, and the gray squares are actually labyrinths. And they're 2 stories tall, so you have 2 floors. The first floor has chests and uh, other, basically just has loots and stuff. You're going to want a lot of torches to go and take these down. A lot of torches. There are torches in there, but they're not enough, so you have to bring, I'd say, 2 stacks just to be safe. And you'll also want a pickaxe that you don't mind having its durability ripped to shreds, because it is made up of a thing called maze brick or maze stone, and it basically, every time you break a maze block at all, any kind of maze stone block, with a regular pickaxe, you actually lose 16 times the durability. So if you try to use gold, it's gonna like be destroyed in like 2 blocks you could kill. So you want like a good pickaxe that has efficiency, one, because it takes forever to break those blocks, and one that you don't mind giving up, or has unbreaking on it. That's also helpful. Now, there are new mobs, really special mobs for the labyrinth. They have maze slimes, which are basically gray slimes that serve the same function as a regular slime, but they also drop these things over here, the Charms of Keeping. This is Charm of Keeping 2 and this is Charm of Keeping 3, but they drop Charm of Keeping 1. And basically what the Charm of Keepings do, they will actually keep part of your inventory when you die. So the Charm of Keeping level 1 will keep your armor on and whatever you have selected in your hotbar. The Charm of Keeping 2 will have your armor and everything in your hotbar, and Charm of Keeping 3 will keep everything you have at the time of your death. And they're one-time uses things, so you won't get those back. Now, another thing that in the labyrinths, the new mob is a Minotaur. It's basically a person with a cow head, and it runs at you, charges at you with an axe, and they're kind of annoying. But there is a room with a Minotaur spawner in it that has good loot, so that's really good. Now the second floor is a little bit interesting of the labyrinth. It's kind of a mix between the labyrinth and a mushroom biome, because there's a lot of giant mushroom blocks and stuff in there. This is because on the second floor there is a cage that holds the Mino Shroom, and this is a mushroom mixed with a person, or mixed with another Minotaur, and it has the Minotaur's axe, which I have in my chest up here. It actually drops it damaged. I repaired several of them to get this. Obviously, this is what you get from Lynch, by the way, a Scepter of Twilight, which is really good. And you can notice all this cool iron and stuff. I'll get to those blocks later. But basically, it is, he's pretty tough, but he's trapped in a cage, so you might, if you have a good ranged weapon, like the Wand of Fire, it's really good to just spam him with that so he can't hit you through the fence or whatever. Because he can hit you through the fence if you're right up against the fence, so you have to be careful of that. But he does have 4 chests in his room, which have great loot in it. But the really cool loot is hidden in a secret room in the labyrinth. And to get to those secret rooms, you're definitely going to need a maze map. And to get a maze map, first you need to find these things, which are maze map focuses. And you can find them in, I believe, Minotaurs. Minotaurs drop them. You can find them in chests in the labyrinth. Or if you find one of these in a hollow hill, the uncrafting table, which allows you to uncraft stuff, the uncrafting table actually is made with a maze map focus. So you can actually uncraft an uncrafting table and you can get a maze map focus if you haven't found one recently. So basically they show you, I don't have these uncovered because I was just looking for the secret room all the time, this one. But these are the maze maps, this is what they look like. And they show you in detail, so it's really easy to find your way out, as well as find your way to secret rooms, like the Minotaur spawner rooms, which are those giant squares with like little 4 squares in them, you can see those. As well as the secret room, which is that really dark gray compact block up there, which you can see a line going through. That's because I made my way through it. But you have to be really careful with those because there are 16 wooden pressure plates around the 4 chests in there that will cause TNT to blow up. So you have to be really careful not to drop any blocks whatsoever on those wooden pressure plates. And there's actually sand on the roof, so if you break the wrong block, sand's going to drop onto it and then it's over. I found the best way is to dig actually down 1 block before digging into that solid square, and then you can break some of the TNT and then finally break the wooden pressure plate on top of that, and then just grab all the stuff from the chest from the 1 block you spawned that you came into. Don't mess around too long in there. Otherwise, I already blew up 2 of them, so I know how to work with them. Alright, done with that one. That's the labyrinth. The last one here is the ghast-shaped figure there. That is a dark tower, only located in dark forests, obviously, and have the mysterious and very dangerous Urghast at the top. And that's the second thing that I have not yet completed, is a dark tower, because I'm too frightened to go in there. Because they're really tall towers. There's several ghasts that can spawn around and shoot you off, and there's there's a lot of stuff in there, but it's really dangerous. So you got to be careful when going. You definitely want some kind of diamond or some kind of armor, like steel leaf is pretty good. That is close to equivalent of diamond armor. As well, Naga scale armor. You can get Naga scales, which are these things right here. Makes pretty good armor. Now I'll go over some of the items that I have here. There's a lot of stuff to go over in this mod. Just in the materials here, you can this is steel leaf, the leaves here, and this makes basically this armor that I'm wearing right now, the steel leaf armor, which is close to equivalent of diamond, not exactly. It's better than iron, but it has worse durability than iron, so you have to be careful. Sorry, I heard like a dog whining outside my room. Anyway, so that's the meaning. That's from the film craft, by the way. Then you have this stuff, which is ironwood ingot, whoops, which makes ironwood armor, and I believe that's either, I think it is the same as iron, but I think it might be more durable in it. And actually, when you make steel leaf or ironwood, and I believe Naga scale as well, it actually comes enchanted when you craft it, so you don't have to enchant it yourself. But I believe it's not as good as if you would actually enchant it with like a level 30 or something like that. Now this is a fiery ingot, and that you can get from the Hydra. You get actually fiery blood, and you mix that with iron, you get fire ingots, and you can make really good stuff with that. So those are those items, and these are the Raven's Feather, and you combine that with a lot of stuff, you get a magic map focus, and then you surround that with paper, and you can get the magic map, which is this. Now, move over to the blocks section here. These are, you can see there's the maze stone. Here you can see the maze stone here. And then you have a Naga stone, which is actually like snake-shaped stone, and you can only get that at a Naga place, courtyard, I guess it would kind of be. Yeah, that's about it. Over the plants, you got a lot of decorative plants here, but torchberries are kind of useful. You can see I actually have them hanging from my roof. They can only be put. You can only actually get the torchberry plants with shears, and you can only place it underneath dirt, so that's why I have dirt there. But it's kind of cool, and it kind of sets a mood here, so that's why I did that. So as you can see here, and you get mush glooms from dark forests. Liver root you can actually combine with iron to make the ironwood ingots. Root strands just don't do much stuff. Guess that's about it. This is interesting. Transformation powder. Basically, every mob in the Twilight Forest has a counterpart, except for chickens, in the real world. So I'm going to show you some of them down here. I made this little thing, which is a quest gate, which had a quest ram in it. And if you feed it every kind of color wood, you can get a block of every good resource, like gold, iron, lapis, emerald, and diamond. And anyway, so this is a mob in the Twilight Forest only, unless you use the transformation powder. Which is basically the same exact as a pig. And basically, if you kill it, it drops pork. It doesn't attack you like real warthogs do, but it gives you this, it's the same thing. And if you use transformation powder on either the Twilight or the normal one, it will give you its respective counterpart from the other world. So if I use transformation powder on a pig, I would get a warthog, and if I use it on a warthog, I would get a pig. So that's what that is from. The cow's counterpart is a deer, which drops raw venison, actually. So that's kind of, it also drops leather. The sheep is basically the same, but they're bighorn sheep here, and they can be any color, whatever. The most common is actually brown, which is the second least common in the real world, in the vanilla world. And that's about it for the counterparts, I believe. But also there's new mobs, new passive mobs. There's little birds, squirrels, and rabbits. Rabbits and squirrels don't do anything. The little birds can drop feathers if you kill them, but they're so cute you won't want to kill them. Says the big crumble horn here. These are on crafting tables, by the way. The crumble horn will basically turn any kind of stone into cobblestone, cobblestone into gravel, and gravel will disappear. So I haven't really found a use for that yet, but it could be useful in, I guess, some circumstances. I don't know. To get rid of a lot of gravel, I guess, would be a good way. Let's see, anything else that's from the Twilight Forest and not the Foamcraft mod? Not much, really. You can see here, this is a Charm of Life, and that basically, if you're about to die and you get hit, and that would be the last hit for you to die, it actually gives you up to 4 hearts and then gives you regenerative power as level 1. Level 2 gets you up to 8 hearts. So that's really useful. So I'm pretty good. I won't die easily, and if I die, I'll keep my inventory. So that's good. Over here you see a lot of tools. These are the ore magnets. They actually pull up ore from the ground. Like you point it at the ground, they literally just come up at you. It's really interesting. This is an ironwood plate. This is a lot of steel, steel leaf stuff. You can make tools as well, not just armor. This is Scepter of Life Dreaming. You also get that from the Lich, which does what it says. It drains the life out of people. Let's see if there's anything else here. That shoots ender pearls, exploding ender pearls at people. There's more stuff. Okay. There's a steel-edged sword. There's a couple new food items, actually. These are the maze wafers. And they are basically, find them in the labyrinth only. And basically that's for if you forget food, which I never have, by the way. So you can just eat these. You can actually find a decent amount, so you don't really have to bring too much food. But these are meat steaks, by the way. These are you get from killing minotaurs, which is like minotaur beef, so meat, you know, clever. Another thing that you can get is beef stroganoff. You get this from the, and that's just mushroom stew. You get it from the minor shroom when you kill that. You get beef stroganoff. And see if I can. There's some venison steak, cooked venison steak. And you can get Hydra chops, which you get from killing a Hydra, obviously. And those have restoration powers and stuff. The nuggets are from Foamcraft, actually, from the Infernal Furnace. If you put chickens in there, you can get chicken nuggets, you can get beef nuggets, you can get pork nuggets. It's kind of funny, actually. And they're actually really useful because if you eat those, you actually eat them faster. They only give you one, but they eat really fast. So if you're in a sticky situation and you just need to eat some stuff fast, those are really good because it goes down your stomach really fast. I believe that's all the items. I don't believe there's anything in here. Maybe there's stuff. Okay, there might be stuff in here actually. Let's see, anything. There's a lot of maps here. Maps are a big key for labyrinths and actually for the Twilight Forest in general. There's a cicada. Fireflies don't really do anything much. They're cool decoration, I guess. Let's see what's up here. Anything else? I got flame charges and a loot one time. That was interesting. I believe that's it for items that I have currently. Anyway. And there's a lot more items, and I won't go over every single one. But so that's basically with this mod. It is like a complete craziness of everything. It's I don't know. It's amazing. The guys whoever developed this made it really cool. One thing I have to talk about before we go is that the bottom floor of the overworld actually starts at around 32 instead of I believe 64 in the normal vanilla world. So because of that, you have a lot of revealed caves, and they're just everywhere, and you'll find them everywhere, naturally lit up by torchberry plants and such of the kind. And there's a lot of new mobs that I won't talk about. I'll let you experience them firsthand. There's a lot of interesting ones, especially in the Dark Forest. There's a lot of different mobs, but there's also vanilla mobs, so you got to watch out. And there's just a lot of stuff in this, and you'll just have to figure out all the stuff by exploring. This is my trophy wall, by the way, if you haven't noticed. I'm keeping a collection of all the heads I rip off of monsters that I kill. They should give you like 7 heads for every Hydra you kill, but they only give you 1, and they're really cool. It's good trophies. So that's the Twilight Forest mod. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumb in the up direction if you liked this video and thought it was useful and want to play this yourself. That's really scary. So come back for more Minecraft mods, and hopefully I'll get another magic one. We'll continue the theme. So thank you, and sayonara.